Hello guys, a very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to today's masterclass. Yes, we got a bit delayed because people were still joining in, so we wanted everyone to join in before we start off with the session. Yes, so before we actually start off with this session, let me just do a quick introduction about myself. My name is Arshan Hassan, and I'm one of the co-founders at AlmaBetter. And prior to AlmaBetter, I myself was working as a data scientist. So I have like over 7 years of experience working as a data scientist, right? So I think the idea of today's masterclass is to help you guys basically give you the right kind of direction in terms of how should you see your career in data science going forward, right? So whatever experience I have from my own experiences of working at different companies at data scientist, plus on top of that at Alma Better on a daily basis we are effectively getting so many students going through the learning journey, the placements journey, interviewing at different companies. So in a nutshell, what exactly is the industrial trend today, what is required to become a data scientist, what skills you require, what technical skills you require, so on and so forth. And how does a standard interview process look like, and how can you effectively enter top product companies, what are the kind of work or what are the kind of roles that are available at these top product companies, किस टाइप की चीज़ें होती हैं, क्या पढ़ना होता है, क्या काम होता है, क्या आपका करियर प्रॉस्पेक्ट हो सकता है, कैसे इंटरव्यूज होंगे आपके. सो अ नटशेल ऑफ ऑल दोस थिंग्स इज व्हाट वी विल इफेक्टिवली ट्राई टू give you. So, if you are serious about a career in data science, if you're seriously evaluating and want to know like what exactly you need to do to be a data scientist, और क्या expectation है market का, क्या trend है, कैसी चीजें चल रही हैं. So, next 40 to 60 minutes, I'll try to sum up all of those things basis current experiences, basis जो भी चीजें चल रही है मार्केट में उसके हिसाब से I'll try to give you guys a broad picture of how to evaluate your career in data science, right? So if you're seriously evaluating a career, and this masterclass has, I think, in the first 60 minutes, we will limit the discussion to these topics only. So if you're serious about a career in data science, and if you're seriously evaluating data science as a long-term career for yourself, then stick on with me for next 40 to 60 minutes. And I hope like at the end of the session, you will have like a good understanding. No matter whichever course you are joining, whether you are joining Alma Better or some other institute, or you don't plan to join anything, you plan to pursue in a self-study pace itself, no matter whatever is the uh, final outcome, right? That you how do you want to proceed with basically making a career in data science. But fundamentally, if you want to make a career in data science, then this masterclass will help you. Like if you're serious, if you're not serious, if you're just casually exploring, probably you will not relate much to the topics of this masterclass, and hence you are free to drop off, and probably you might not be very much interested in the things that I'll be speaking. So very contextual and very niche to people who are actually serious about a career in data science. Okay. So after first 50 to 60 minutes, once we cover this, then the latter half of the session, so we will have a senior admission counselor who will be coming in, and that admission counselor will take all your queries regarding admission at Alma Better and how does program and courses at Alma Better functions. Okay. So that will be done at latter up. So any Alma Better enrollment related queries, course related queries, you can keep on putting it in the Q&A section, and that will be picked up by the admission counselor at the end. Meanwhile, right now on the go, we will effectively cover the broad concepts of mastering top product company interviews, which effectively means that what are the do's and don'ts of making a career today in the field of data science. Okay. So, yeah, so that being said, I think before we begin, I would want to have like a quick round of introduction, right? I want to see how many people are active and are actively listening. So, in the chat section, guys, just give me your city from where you have joined us in. I can already see your names, but type in the city from where you have joined in, and what is your preferred mode of communication for today's masterclass? Is it English or Hindi? Okay. So I'm expecting some replies. Just want to see how many people are active and are actually interested. And okay, Sridhar from Hyderabad. Hey, Sridhar, welcome to the session. Come on, guys, go on. Type in your responses. Vishal from Wardha, Maharashtra. Hey, Vishal, welcome. Come on, yes, guys. Expecting more replies, guys. Okay, any language, fine. That's fine. Come on, guys. Please put in your replies on the chat section. Right. Yeah. Sorry, guys. So we have Shivani Solanki from Indore. Hey, Shivani, welcome to the session. Mamta from Hyderabad. Great, guys. So I hope a lot of people here. So right, guys. I think if you guys are serious about a career in data science, then today's session, and I'll not take much time. I'll try to explain things very briefly. Broadly, I think more like a discussion, more like transfer of everyday knowledge that we get from interacting with hundreds of students and placing these students at so many companies, seeing their journey from scratch, right? Right from joining a master class like this to getting placed at a company like Amazon, right? You can go and see on LinkedIn, AlmaBetter's LinkedIn page, right? And you'll see so many success stories out there, right, with students getting their dream job. And so that effectively has worked. And the idea is that in today's masterclass, I'll try to give you that learning so that you can implement that in your life, and you can also get the desired outcome, right? So yes, so this will be today's flow of the class. So today, effectively, we will be covering what are the data science use cases at top product companies. So if you want to master cracking interviews at top product companies, you need to understand that a data science team karti kya hai at top product companies, right? What is their role? What are they essentially involved in? Next is required skills and qualifications. What are the kind of skills that is required from a given candidate today to be able to succeed as a data scientist? Interview process kaisa hota hai? Okay, and then we will effectively cover some sample interview questions also, right? So data science use case पे आते हैं. So fundamentally, I think every industry, and I think this is something that you guys will also be very well aware, that almost every industry is now fundamentally dependent on data science. तो पहले ऐसा था कि data science used to be more like an auxiliary field or auxiliary function. What do I mean by auxiliary function? As in, yes, data science used to be there in top companies, but more like in R&D segment कि हाँ research and development चल रहा है, not directly related to revenue or not directly impacting the business that a particular company is doing. Okay, more from an exploratory or research oriented field. But that has evolved with time, right? And last 10 years, there has been significant evolution in terms of how data science use cases has been adopted across different industries, right? So very simple example, अगर मेटा का आप example ले लो, तो न्यूज एंड एड फीड पर्सनलाइजेशन, राइट? इंस्टाग्राम पे जो आपके पोस्ट रील्स एड्स दिखते हैं, राइट? ऑल ऑफ दैट इज पर्सनलाइज्ड फॉर यू, राइट? एंड what is that? That is nothing but recommendation models working in the background, right? And the revenue is so heavily dependent on that, that today, uh, uh, I think I would say ki data science team is one of the core teams that is driving more than 95% of revenue for a big company like Meta, right? Language translation की बात कर ले, right? So Facebook is a multinational company, right? Presence across hundreds of countries. In India itself, it penetrates deeply across regional languages. How is it able to cater to regional traffic at such a fast pace, right? आप कोई भी content, if you push it in English today, within seconds, a guy sitting in Spain can see it in Spanish, in France can see it in French. In India itself, there are 14 languages that Facebook support on real-time basis. That is nothing but NLPs, right? NLP models working in the background to take care of that task. So this entire market penetration and deep penetration that they have been able to do is an outcome of state-of-the-art data science engines working in the background. So that's why I say ki, now I think the use case is more than before. Same goes for Apple also, right? Face ID, handwriting recognition, app library suggestions, translate app. So Apple is now more fundamentally dependent on data science use cases. Today, Apple cannot say that data science is just an R&D field for me. 10 years ago, yes, it was. Apple maybe data science team थी, but छोटी सी team थी R&D करती थी, and that is it. But now every core Apple product has data science use cases, right? Something as simple as facial recognition, कि आपका face scan करके the phone unlocks or the iPad unlocks. What is it? That is nothing but an object detection model working in the background, right? That has been trained on your data. So that's how fundamental the use case have begun. Google का आप देख लो, photos, translate, ads. I think not even I would not even go into details of explaining what are the use cases here. It's pretty evident. You uh, आपने अगर गूगल का लेटेस्ट की नोट सुना होगा फ्रॉम द सीईओ सुंदर पिचाई, ही हिमसेल्फ हैज टोल्ड दैट एआई इज द कोर ऑफ थिंग्स एट गूगल राइट नाउ, राइट? So fundamentally the broader understanding is that it is now a very revenue driving function and no more an auxiliary function. E-commerce की बात कर ले, right? Amazon, Myntra, Flipkart, Meesho, right? Personalized product recommendation. So अगर मैं Amazon का ऐप खोलता हूँ तो जो products मुझे recommend होते हैं, that is different from what you will see or what anyone else will see. What are these things? These are nothing but effectively recommendation models, right? जो आपका browsing history, your purchase history, customer behavior, ये सारे data को identify करके different modeling approaches से it is able to suggest you the products which you will potentially, which basically has the high potential for you to get attracted and to buy, राइट? तो रेवेन्यू डायरेक्टली रेवेन्यू डिपेंडेंट है. अगर आज अमेजोन कह दे कि आई विल हैव अ स्टैटिक लिस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स एंड यू हैव टू जस्ट सर्च एंड देयर विल बी नो पर्सनलाइजेशन or personalized app view or the home page view that you will see, then obviously they will start losing out money. The competition is so cutthroat that any big marketplace player like Amazon or Myntra, like this, they have to survive. They have to have data science teams boosting their revenue, right? और बहुत सारी छोटी बड़ी चीजें हैं जो कि आप तो it has become such a subtle feature that you will not even notice. For example, image and voice search. आप वॉइस के साथ सर्च कर सकते हो ऑन फ्लिपकार्ट, राइट? दैट अ ब्लू टी शर्ट एंड इट विल. So effectively, I think 5 years ago, the only way to search was to type in, right? That you have to type in whatever you are looking for, and then Flipkart will give you the results. But now that has changed. You can basically give voice as your input, and then you can also search using that. So what is happening? This is a very small feature, right? That voice search enabled. What is this? This is nothing but speech to text models working in the background to be able to power that search for you. So whatever you're speaking, there is a model that is taking in that data and transcripting it to text, right? And this is nothing but speech to text models trained in the background that is doing this on real time. As simple as that. इमेज टू इमेज सर्च, कि आप अपने पास कोई ऑब्जेक्ट है उसका फोटो खींच लो एंड the Flipkart effectively gives you similar products that are listed. That is nothing but object detection, right? So yeah, that's how it is. I think इतने छोटे छोटे features बन चुके हैं कि we don't even feel uh, that it might have a data science use case or a data science use case powering it from behind, but it is. So that's our fundamental. So broad idea till now is that key OTT platforms, food tech, fintech, across all industries, right? So the overall idea is कि in last 10 years, data science as a footprint, as a use case, has solidified or refortified its presence across different industries. अब अगर हम गवर्नमेंट आउटलुक की बात करें तो अभी तक जो हमने डिस्कस किया दैट इफेक्टिवली gives you an understanding कि why data science has become more important और एक 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 फैक्ट एस्टैब्लिश होता है कि हाँ मतलब डेटा साइंस इज नाउ अ फंडामेंटल रेवेन्यू ड्राइविंग बिजनेस टुडे, राइट? Data science teams no more work in isolation. They directly interact with CXOs, CEOs, VPs, business teams, product teams, right? Because whatever they are doing is now very relevant for these businesses. अभी से 5 साल पहले ठीक है R&D कर रहे हैं, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? That is okay. The interaction level was not that high, but today it is pretty high. As simple as that, and that's a hard truth. It has evolved as a field, and that's why it is more important. बट ये तो चलो अभी तक की बात हो गई कि लास्ट 10 years में हाउ द जर्नी हैज बीन. बट व्हेन यू आर effectively looking to make a career in data science, you would also be interested to know कि how the next 10 years also look, right? Because last 10 years तो चलो सही था, but is that it, right? Do we need more data scientists? What are the projections around that? So you so for effectively trying to, so obviously no one knows the future, right? But you can predict it, you can read the articles, you can go through surveys and a lot of things to get an understanding of how the future looks like, right? So uh, for understanding like what next 10 years looks like in the domain of data science, and how should you as a candidate who is looking to start off a career in data science today, how should you evaluate the next 10 years whether this is the field to enter or not, right? So बहुत सारे articles होते हैं, a lot of articles are published by a lot of media houses, some private companies also. But generally, I think what I personally feel is that these articles are generally biased towards some personal interests or some corporate interest. So for today's discussion, we will just take two government organizations to see like what are their predictions around what is going to happen in this industry, right? So the first is IBEF, India Brand Equity Foundation. So I'll quickly just tell you what IBEF is. And I'll also be sharing this link with you in the chat section so that you guys can go through it and read through it later. But let me know, give me a thumbs up if you can see the IBF website on the screen. Okay, fine. So yeah, what is IBF, right? So quickly, I'll just brief you. IBF is a trust established by Department of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, and so this is basically again a government recognized organization, right? And their whole objective is that they're a knowledge center for global investors, international policymakers, and world media seeking updated, accurate, and comprehensive information on the Indian economy, states, and sectors, right? So effectively they do a lot of surveys around different sectors, how different sectors are boosting, so on and so forth. Now, what is their uh, prediction around data science and AI is what I wanted to just show you guys. So, what do they say about future of data science and AI? Let me know if you guys can see my screen with IBF's website with this article around future of data science and AI in India. Give me a thumbs up, guys. Visible, guys? हाँ ना, कुछ बताइए. ठीक है. Okay. So see, this again is a recent article. This came in around 10, 11 months before, and they keep on updating it every year. So I'm expecting another update to come in like within 2 or 3 months. But not much of changes. I think the update will not change anything significantly. But the broader idea is that you can read through this article. Again, I am sharing this article because, uh, uh, in interest of time, I will not go through each line of the article today, but broader idea is to give you the summary, right? So I'll highlight some of the key things. The market for AI is expected to reach $7.8 billion by 2025 in India, right? And AI will grow at a CAGR of 20.2%, which is pretty huge, guys. A CAGR of 20.2% is pretty huge, right? By 2030, so a lot of numbers. I'll not go through all of these numbers, Experts have predicted that by 2030 there will be 31.4% increase in jobs related to data science and mathematical science, mostly AI based. Right. So yeah, I think a lot of numbers you can go through this article, but in a nutshell, what this article talks about is that yes, Indian Brand Equity Foundation, which is again a government-owned organization, right? They have like very strong predictions around how data science as a use case will move ahead, and how data science should be seen from the lens, right, from the lens of a candidate who is actually evaluating a career in the domain of data science. So इससे तो आपको एक इंडियन आउटलुक मिल गया. I'll also give you a global outlook. So again, US Bureau of Labor Statistics, right? This is again a department that is owned and run directly by the United States government. No agency, no middle players over here. Again, a government run organization. So let's see what are their predictions. Just give me a thumbs up if you can see the website of US Bureau of Labor Statistics on your screens. Uh, okay, fine. Yeah, so again, this is, as I told you, this is an official website of the United States government, and not belonging to any for-profit organization. So this is what they have in prediction for data scientists. So the employment change and the job outlook for next 10 years is what they're predicting, that it will be growing at a rate of 35%. Again, I'll share this link with you guys so that you can go into the details, because in today's session I'm not covering the details, but just giving you broad understanding of how the job outlook looks like. So if you see this chart, right, this summarizes it pretty well, whatever they have surveyed and analyzed, right? So they say that all occupations, the percent change in employment across next 10 years or maybe next 8 years will be 3% for all occupations. For mathematical science based occupations, it will be 29%. And for data scientists, this will be 35%. So that's the key takeaway from what I wanted to give you guys. Obviously, there are a lot of numbers available here. Feel free to go through these numbers in detail and develop an understanding around how do you evaluate a career in data science for yourself. Okay, and never go for biased articles and uh, articles based from media houses, because honestly these days I think these articles serve some personal interest and corporate interest rather than giving a neutral perspective. So I would suggest that go for articles that are coming out from organizations, or go for surveys that are coming out from organizations that inherently don't have a bias towards pushing one agenda or one objective, to be very upfront on that. Okay. So yeah, that is it. I think next, तो अभी तक तो हमने समझ लिया कि इंडस्ट्री कैसे इवॉल्व किया है और इंडस्ट्री से क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हो आप. तो लास्ट 10 years, नेक्स्ट 10 years के होराइजन से यू कैन गेट अ फेयर आइडिया ऑफ द इंडस्ट्री एंड देन मेक अ जजमेंट ऑफ वेदर दिस इंडस्ट्री इज द राइट इंडस्ट्री फॉर यू और नॉट, राइट. Now if you have made a decision that yes, this industry is probably something that I would want to commit to and I would want to explore uh, deeper into it, then if today you want to enter this industry, right, if you want to enter this data science field, right, so what are the required skills and qualifications? सो ब्रॉडली तीन तरह के स्किल सेट्स होंगे जो आपको चाहिए होंगे, जो हमने यहाँ पे डिफाइन किया है एज टेक्निकल स्किल्स, प्रोजेक्ट्स एंड सॉफ्ट स्किल्स. एंड हियर मी आउट, सो दिस इज relevant to the interviews and how the entry as a data scientist is happening today, right? 5 साल पहले probably आपको soft skills पे उतना important नहीं था. 5 years later, I don't know how things will evolve, right? But today, I'm talking about today. Today, if you're preparing and if you're looking to make a career in data science, right, in next 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years, then these are the three broader skill sets that you need to cover. ठीक है. अब हम आते हैं सबसे पहले टेक्निकल स्किल्स पे. तो टेक्निकल स्किल्स पे आपको बेसिकली ये सारी चीजें आनी चाहिए: प्रोग्रामिंग स्किल्स, रिलेशनल डेटाबेसेस, डेटा विजुअलाइजेशन, स्टैटिस्टिक्स फॉर एमएल. तो थोड़ा सा और मैं इसको ब्रेक डाउन करता हूँ इनटू डिफरेंट रोल्स, राइट. सो एंड लेट मी आल्सो शेयर माय Mhm. Uh, so yes, these are the technical skills that you require today. So up data science, maybe you can say that there are multiple roles, right? There are initial entry level data analyst roles, then there are entry level data scientist roles, and there are advanced data scientist roles. The technical skills requirement for these three categories are also slightly different. So programming skills, relational databases, data visualization, and statistics for ML. If you have these four broad skill sets, right? And I'll go a little deeper also into this. What do I mean when I say these broad four skill sets, right? So if you go to AlmaBetter's Grow portal, right, and if you go to the full stack data science course, right, the certification in full stack data science course. So module one, which is introduction to computer programming, which has everything around Python, object-oriented programming, so on and so forth. And then we have numerical programming in Python, which has the DSA data wrangling libraries, data visualization libraries, so on and so forth. And then we have relational databases, getting started with SQL, inbuilt functions, everything around databases, right? Module 4, which is data visualization tools, which effectively covers how to use Excel, how to use Tableau, advanced libraries for for data visualization, so on and so forth. So module one, two, three, module four, and module five, which is applied statistics, which is like the basic mathematics of data science starts, wherein you cover descriptive statistics, inferential statistics, all those concepts of confidence interval, hypothesis testing, experiment design, so on and so forth. तो ये अगर आपके जो पांच मॉड्यूल्स हैं, they cumulatively cover these five skill sets: programming skills, relational databases, data visualization, and statistics for ML. ये आपने पांच skill sets acquire कर लिए, which means कि आपने मॉड्यूल वन से लेकर के मॉड्यूल फाइव तक एल्मा बेटर का कंप्लीट कर लिया of the full stack data science course. Then you will be eligible for data analyst and equivalent roles in the market. As simple as that, right? So ये technical skills की बात हो गई for entry level data analyst, marketing analyst, business analyst kind of positions, right? उसके बाद the last module is the module 6, which is introduction to machine learning, जहाँ पे you actually start the machine learning part of things, which means that how to train a model, what is supervised learning, regression, classification. So the things we discussed, right, that recommendation models जो uh, created हैं across Amazon, Flipkart, right? And decision trees, unsupervised learning, how do you train, how do you test, how do you deploy your models, everything. So this is where the core fundamental machine learning part begins. And once you have this in your arsenal, which means you have completed one module 1 to module 6 of the certification in full stack data science and AI course, so which effectively means that you are now eligible for entry level data scientist roles. Okay, now now once you are done, right, so this is good enough, the certification in full stack data science course is good enough for you to get a job as a data scientist and begin your career. But what matters is that if you want to move ahead to advanced data scientist roles, right, you want to grow also in the career, and you also have this aspiration of moving to top product companies and moving to better companies in better roles in data science, then you also need to have additional skill sets around advanced machine learnings, deep learnings, and ML ops, right? Now that is something that is part of AlmaBetter's master's degree program. So if you go to the master's degree program and go to the specialization track, so there are another six modules which effectively tries to capture those additional skill sets. So productionization of ML systems is nothing but ML ops, जहाँ पे basically आप ML ops के फंडामेंटल सीखते हो, जो आपने मॉडल बनाया है उसको डिप्लॉय कैसे कर सकते हो, एट स्केल कैसे हैंडल कर सकते हो, distributed machine learning, advanced machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, right? So everything around image, right, is computer vision these days. Aapka object detection, image recognition, so on and so forth. And then after that, the last is deep learning for NLP, which is like very much in trend these days, right? आपके large language modelings, LLMs कैसे train करते हैं, the whole thing around generative AI, chat GPT, and Gemini, and all of those things are nothing but an outcome of or an extension of NLP itself. So अगर आपने ये सब कर लिया तो obviously you will also be qualified for top companies like Google, Amazon, Apple, and within the company you will also have a great career advancement in terms of moving up the ladder, moving to roles of senior data scientist, DS3, so on and so forth. सो ये हो गई आपकी रिक्वायर्ड स्किल्स एंड क्वालिफिकेशंस की बात कि टेक्निकल स्किल्स के टर्म्स में क्या चाहिए होता है। तो टेक्निकल स्किल्स हमने कवर कर लिया। अब जो सेकंड स्किल्स की हमने बात करी थी वो है प्रोजेक्ट्स। नाउ व्हाई आर प्रोजेक्ट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट? बिकॉज just give me a thumbs up guys if everything is visible uh, and everything is audible and clear. Okay, fine. Right. So yeah, moving ahead. So प्रोजेक्ट्स क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट है आज के लिए? क्योंकि सी in today's world, how are the interviews happening, right? So a lot of, so data science is a very vast field, right? There is a lot to study. You can be an expert in computer vision, you can be an expert in NLP, right? You can expect so point is that if you go deeper, you can go really deep into any particular domain of data science also, right? So the knowledge base is pretty huge, and it is impossible to learn everything at the go. So generally in interviews, right, how are interviews happening is that they will not just come up and randomly ask you a question. It's not a college examination that you go and there is a set of questions that you have to answer, right? Interviews generally how are oriented is that they will effectively see your resume, your work experience, what you have previously worked in, what kind of projects you have done, right? And basis these projects that you have done, there will be discussions and questions around that. So कहीं ना कहीं it's very important कि जो भी आप चीजें पढ़ रहे हो, all the learnings that you are having by while doing a course or while reading through the content, it's pretty important to put that into projects, because projects are the ultimate representation of your knowledge in any interview. And जो आपने प्रोजेक्ट किया है उस पे ही आपके डिस्कशंस और सवाल जवाब होंगे. So that's why projects have become a very fundamental unit of making a career in data science field, right? So projects कैसे काम करता है? If you go to the learn section and if I just take you back to the certification in full stack and data science course, right? So we understand, right? We understand that projects are now an important part of the learning. So that's why at AlmaBetter, after every module, right? जैसे कि आप देखोगे module 1 जैसे आप खत्म करोगे, there is a capstone project that you will be working on. Similarly, after module 2, there will be a capstone project. Similarly, अगर आपको मैं module 6 के बाद दिखाऊं, तो there is a capstone project. और ये capstone projects क्या होते हैं? So these are projects from some of our hiring partners that have been listed out over here. And यहाँ पे आपका पूरा business context दिया हुआ है, data files दिए हुए हैं, and आप उस प्रोजेक्ट पे काम करते हो, फिर उस प्रोजेक्ट को सबमिट करते हो, एक सैम्पल प्रेजेंटेशन वीडियो बनाते हो कि आपने वो प्रोजेक्ट पे क्या किया है, कैसे काम किया है, वो एक्सप्लेन करते हो, जस्ट लाइक यू विल एक्सप्लेन इट टू एनी इंटरव्यूअर, एंड देन यू सबमिट दिस प्रोजेक्ट आफ्टर डूइंग दिस. तो point is that, and then this is evaluated by industry relevant peoples only, right? Now why this particular thing helps is that कि अगर आपने प्रोजेक्ट कर लिया है, so fundamentally if you are pursuing a course at AlmaBetter, by the time you will complete the first 6 modules, you would have worked at least on 5 to 6 projects. So on your resume you will have 4 or 5 AlmaBetter verified projects that have been evaluated by instructors and trainers who are people who themselves are working as scientists and senior data scientists in different companies. So that's where I think projects are a fundamental requirement and a fundamental part of things, and it is an important aspect in today's context of things. Right. Uh, just give me 1 minute, guys. Yes. So that's why I think projects is something that we effectively require. I think let me just take a few questions to see if there's. So yeah, Sridhar is asking if we completed a particular topic in Python, is there any practice question for that topic? If yes, can you show it to me? Yes, Sridhar, I think that is a very basic thing. This, I think, almost every institute will have practice questions. So, if you can see my screen, right? If you can see my screen, you can go to the practice question segment, right? You can choose the skill that you want to cover, right? You can choose Python, for example, and then all the practice questions are visible over here. The good thing is that these questions are questions that have been asked across different interviews across different companies. So tomorrow, suppose if you have an interview at HCL, you can put a filter of HCL to see that what are the kind of questions that have been asked at HCL. And this is something that will be available at AlmaBetter only because we have a pool of so many students who provide us inputs of what kind of questions were asked, and we create that database and feed these questions into our database of questions, and then categorize it around different skill sets, different companies, so on and so forth. And another good thing is that AlmaBetter ID is also available here, जहाँ पे आप Python, JavaScript, SQL एंड डिफरेंट लैंग्वेजेस में कोड कर सकते हो, टेस्ट केसेस रन कर सकते हो. सो यू डोंट नीड टू गो अवे फ्रॉम द लर्निंग मैनेजमेंट प्लेटफॉर्म ऑफ Alma Better. Everything is written over here, hence you can submit it, and the entire flow works over here itself. So I hope this answers your question, Sridhar. Vishal is asking, tell me the price. Vishal, I think price we will discuss at the end. Right now, the focus is on giving you a context around how to look for a career in data science, agnostic of whether you want to pursue things with Alma Better or not. For Alma Better specific queries, we will have a counselor, a senior counselor, admission counselor coming towards the end and taking in all your queries. Okay. Okay, let's move ahead. So yeah, so that's all about projects. I think why I have listed other things over here that, for example, so अगर आप Alma Better का student है तो उसे तो ये सारे projects इस curriculum में ही मिल जाते हैं. By the virtue of joining a curriculum, the student will have 4 or 5 projects to write on his resume, right? But in case you are planning to pursue things on your own, तो you might look for opportunities around GitHub. GitHub पे बहुत सारे projects पड़े होते हैं. थोड़ा सा अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड होगा, बट इफ यू थिंक दैट यू डोंट नीड दैट इनिशियल असिस्टेंस एंड you have already have good enough base knowledge to pursue things, then probably you can try open-ended things on GitHub and Kaggle and then put them as projects on your resume. But no matter what you are doing, it's definitely important to uh, do projects from whichever organization you are doing, whether you're doing from Alma Better, some other organization, or on your own. That doesn't matter. The interview process remains same, no matter from wherever you pursue the learning. A company like Google doesn't ask that have you studied at Alma Better or have you studied on your own. Obviously, that's not the case, but they will evaluate on your skill sets, on your projects, and all the discussions and everything will be pivoted around this. As simple as that. Right. Another thing is soft skills. So I think पहले ये relevant नहीं था, but today it is more relevant given the nature of job, how it has evolved, right, for data scientists. For example, पहले तो आप देखोगे तो एनालिटिकल जॉब्स, एनालिटिकल स्किल, स्ट्रक्चर्ड थिंकिंग के अराउंड उतना एम्फोसिस नहीं होता था. बट नाउअडेज डेटा साइंटिस्ट आर एक्टिवली वर्किंग विद द बिजनेस टीम्स. Their work is actually impacting or supporting the revenue of companies. They are supporting the top of the funnel revenue of the companies, and a lot of interaction with business leaders and all of those things happen. तो कहीं ना कहीं वो बिजनेस अंडरस्टैंडिंग होना कि बिजनेस कैसे चल रहा है, उसका डेटा साइंस यूज के साथ कैसे आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हो, बिल्ड कर सकते हो, ये सब चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट हो गई हैं. सो apart from technical skills, apart from project, soft skills have also become important today. And today, if you want to succeed as a data scientist, you need to have analytical skills, you need to have a structured thinking approach, good business communication skills at your perusal, right? Then only you will be able to put yourself out forth there and be able to succeed as a data scientist. So this is also something that I think we at Alma Better understand, and I think in the interview preparation process, a lot of case study questions, structured thinking, gigs, and all of those things are given out to students so that you are prepared to tackle those questions. Because trust me, today if you go and apply for a data science interview at Google, right? There will be technical rounds. There is no denying that, but there will also be business case study sessions, and you will be evaluated on your business communication skills also. That is definitely true. Right. Coming to the interview process, how does a standard interview process looks like today, right? Again, I think this is not a standard process that all the companies follow. From company to company, the step might vary a little bit on and off. 70 80% almost there. But this interview process, what you're seeing right now on your screen, has been created more from a point, right, that how will it look like if you act, how does an average interview process looks like, right? So application, obviously, right, that you can either apply on recruiting platform, or if you're a student at AlmaBetter, then the placement team effectively shares your resume with hiring partners. So once that is done, generally the first round that we see is the HR interview round. That is more like a screening or a verification round, right? I would not say screening, I would more say a verification round, that uh, the resume actually represents the person who the HR is speaking to. Whatever you have written as your work experience, as your projects, you're actually the person who has done those kind of work, right? So more like a verification round. So the basic questions around education, qualification, projects, past work experience, so on and so forth, right? After the HR interview round, there is generally a phone interview round. This, I would say, is more like a screening round, जहाँ पे you will be interacting with a junior level technical person from the company, जहाँ पे वो आपके basic questions पूछ सकते हैं around some basic coding problems, what work you have done, what projects have you done, just to evaluate that this is not a fake candidate, and it's not that someone has just faked a resume and submitted it and is looking for a job. So they don't want to waste time of senior employees in interviewing these candidates, राइट. सो ये एक बार फोन इंटरव्यू हो गया, उसके बाद द मोस्ट प्राइमरी स्टेप इज द ऑन साइट इंटरव्यूज, राइट. A lot of companies do this on site, which means that they will call the candidate physically at their campus or at their office, and in a day or two the entire round of interviews will be concluded. Otherwise, what generally happens also is that the on-site interviews can also happen in an online manner that can span across 1 or 2 weeks also. So that is also quite possible, right? But this is like the, I would say, the core of the interview process. यहाँ पे basically आपके 4 से 6 राउंड हो सकते हैं, टेक्निकल राउंड्स हो सकते हैं, कोडिंग राउंड्स हो सकते हैं, केस स्टडीज हो सकती है, बिहेवियरल क्वेश्चंस हो सकते हैं, राइट. एंड दिस इज व्हाट फंडामेंटली डिफाइंस ऑन हाउ you'll move ahead. इसके बाद आई थिंक things are sorted. If this round is clear, the final round is the offer letter negotiation. सैम्पल इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस. नाउ एज आई टोल्ड यू गाइस कि मैंने जैसे कि फॉर्मेट बताया कि सैम्पल इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस एज सच देयर इज नो एग्जॉस्टिव लिस्ट दैट आई हैव. इट्स नॉट दैट these 6 questions that you see on the screen are the final set of questions that will be asked. No, that is not the case. It is in fact very open ended. So a variety of coding problems, and I think generally theme क्या रहता है किसी भी टेक्निकल इंटरव्यू का. तो आप बेसिकली आपका रेज्यूमे वो पिक करते हैं, आपका पास्ट वर्क वर्क एक्सपीरियंस, इफ दैट इज रेलेवेंट, इफ यू आर आल्सो वर्किंग एज अ डेटा एनालिस्ट और सम टेक्निकल रोल प्रीवियसली, देन डिस्कशन अराउंड दैट कि आप क्या काम कर रहे थे, क्या कोड बेस यूज कर रहे थे, विच लैंग्वेज वर यू वर्किंग ऑन, एंड apart from that, the projects that you have written, right? So the discussion will begin with something like, okay, explain this project that you have done. So then you'll explain it, right? Then the interviewer might go a little deeper, right? That project will have some technical concept application, right? For example, you trained a model around decision trees, right? Then probably the interviewer might ask that what are decision trees, what is random forest, what is bagging and boosting, what is difference between bagging and boosting. So one thing to keep in mind is that your interview will generally pivot around the projects that you have done and the technical concepts that are directly attributed to that particular project that you have worked on, or multiple projects that you have worked on. That will constitute 90 to 95% of your technical interview. Here and there, some interviewers might go out of the way and ask some additional questions just to test that whether you have some knowledge on those grounds or not. And generally, that happens when probably you have not written a project that kind of symbolifies a technology or an area of study that they're looking someone to hire into, right? So that might happen. So, for example, if you don't have any NLP project on your resume, but you are applying for a NLP, a role that requires knowledge of NLP. So the interviewer might go beyond and ask you a few questions around NLP to see your understanding around those concepts also. So good to have overall understanding of all the subjects in data science, but to have a very strong understanding of whatever you have written on your resume. So I would say in one word, uh, technical rounds is more like defending your resume and defending your own projects and your own work and your own credibility. As simple as that. So that's it, guys. I think case studies also you can expect, uh, and mostly the case studies are again oriented around business problems. And the overall idea is that they see that how well do you understand a business, कितने अच्छे से समझते हो आप, और एक broad user problem, broad consumer problem को कैसे आप break down करके you make it a functional use case in data science, right? For example, the viewership of an app is going down, right? Or the downloads of an app is going down. So how will you break it down into a data science problem? What kind of models will you implement? What kind of product features will you try to augment? And how will a data based product feature will be able to help you cover up for those kind of things? So that kind of basic broad structuring, obviously the expectation is not that in that 30 minutes of interview you'll be able to give a solution that is out of standards and breaks the chains and everything, but more from a fundamental perspective, that आपका सोचने का तरीका कैसा है, आप कैसे सोच रहे हो, डायरेक्शनली कैसा सोच रहे हो, बिजनेस को सही तरीके से समझ रहे हो कि नहीं समझ रहे हो, एंड द ब्रेकडाउन दैट यू आर डूइंग इज डायरेक्शनली in the same direction as it would have been if you had like 1 month or 2 months to work on that problem. So that's it, guys. From my end, I think this is what I wanted to share with you guys today, and the overall idea being that leverage this understanding. So I think just a quick recap, right? What all we covered today, right? Just a quick recap of what all we covered. So we covered data science use cases at top product companies की लास्ट 10 साल में क्या हुआ है, अगले 10 साल में क्या होने वाला है, क्या क्या स्किल्स चाहिए आपको, टेक्निकल स्किल्स में क्या क्या चाहिए, प्रोजेक्ट्स क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है, सॉफ्ट स्किल्स क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है, इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस कैसा होता है, एंड आपका uh, uh, पूरा सैम्पल इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस कितने इंपॉर्टेंट है, कैसे आपको इंटरव्यू के लिए प्रिपेयर करना चाहिए. So this is what I think I would like to summarize, and this is something that is very updated, right? Not only from my experience, but every day, like we are seeing so many students giving out so many interviews. So it's like I also have collected this data, right, from so many students that I'm interacting with on a daily basis, and I've tried to amalgate and accumulate this data to be able to give you out the right kind of understanding that you can use in your career, right? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. So if you're looking for a career in data science, then probably today's session might help you, no matter whichever course you are joining, whichever institute looks good to you. I think that's all fine. That's your call. But I hope that today's session will help you reach better objectives and fulfill your goals in the long run. So that's it, guys. Thank you for listening out to me. uh, in case you want, you can connect with me over LinkedIn. I think I generally keep on interacting with students and peers on LinkedIn to be able to help them as much as possible. So अगर आपको लगता है कि no matter, and again I'm saying that no matter whether you are willing to join AlmaBetter or not, that's a different story. But if anyways you feel any career guidance or any doubts that you have, then probably reach out to me on LinkedIn and we can connect and we can have a virtual chat, right? And I'll see how best I can help you on those grounds, right? So that's about today's masterclass. Now, for people who are actually interested in pursuing or knowing about courses at AlmaBetter, so I broadly showed you the courses in relevance to the topics that we were discussing. But to have a detailed understanding of what's the price like, what is the fee structure, what is the dashboard, how effectively does a student's life pursuing AlmaBetter, one of the courses looks like, right? So if you're interested in that, then hold on for next, I think 20 to 30 minutes, and start putting in your questions and doubts that you have, right? So we have Navneet as a senior admission counselor who will be joining in, and he will be taking all your questions, queries. So feel free to put in all your questions, जो भी आपके doubts हैं, आप chat में डालिए, and try to get all your doubts cleared, right? So yeah, that's it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, all of you. It was a really good time interacting with you on a Saturday afternoon. I hope I did not bore you. It might be boring for people who actually are just like exploring things, but I hope like people who are seriously exploring a career in data science had a really good and interactive session. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Over to you, Navneet.
Thank you so much, sir, for the session. I will take it over from here. And I believe all guys had a great session over here and great introduction regarding how the interview process looks like and how you can master the top tier short companies interview, right? So I need a few interaction over here, a few communication from your side over the chat box that all of you are still active, right? So that this is the end part of this particular session where we will be discussing about a few things related to AlmaBetter platform. And also we're gonna see how we provide a structured pathway to get into this industry if you're looking forward to it, right? So just need a response from your side, guys. Hi or like a thumbs up, anything you can provide over the session. Great. Shashank is mentioning hi. Great. Hi, Shashank. Any other guys? Like I can see a lot of kindness are already active in the session. So we want a response from your side, guys. A hi, hello, or a thumbs up. Anything will work out for me. Hi, Sridhar. Very great to see you here. Any other guys like still waiting for responses? Till then, I will just share my screen so that you will be able to see what exactly the agenda of this meeting is, and also like we're gonna see how exactly the things work out at Alma Better, so that you will be getting a clarity that why exactly we are in this kind of session. And I believe right now my screen is visible, right, Mohit? Is it visible now to everyone? Yes, no, maybe. Great. So as my screen is visible to all of you guys, now this is the point where we're gonna discuss something about Alma Better. And at the same point of time, what exactly do we have in terms of program, right? So without wasting much more time, let's firstly discuss about what exactly AlmaBetter is, right? So basically we are a platform which got introduced in the year 2019 end, right? In the year 2020 we achieved a huge, you can say an achievement kind of thing when IIT Guwahati actually collaborated, shown interest in collaboration with us under the ENICT Academy, right? And right now the program which we conduct in data science is in collaboration with them from the past 4 years, right? So very first thing which comes into the picture of in your screen, like a community first learning platform. So what exactly we do prefer over here? In the times, if you take in the past, we used to do peer to peer learning, right? A group study kind of thing where we interact with our friends or community batchmates to discuss on things, right? Now what exactly happens at Alma Better, we are also the same community first learning approach platform, where the very first thing is you would be completely taught from the industry in a particular group where you can learn and get motivated from each other. Then when it comes to the projects, so basically Arshan has shown you over here that what kind of capstone projects you would be working. Same way the mentors and faculties will be guiding you one-on-one. And if you would be having any kind of further doubts, teaching assistants will be there and also your batchmates will be there. So in a team, in a cross-functional environment, you will be adapting yourself. And by networking with the industry alumni whom we have, you also will be getting the job opportunities in future as well, right? Because we have a complete community of alumni who got graduated from here and are already placed into the industry, right? Now, why actually you can use Alma Better? Why not other platforms? Because nowadays we have seen that there are a lot of platforms available where data science course is there, right? Full stack data science or like data analyst or data engineering course, right? So why Alma Better exactly? So now you can see on my screen, there are a few pointers which we have covered up. The very first thing is industry relevant curriculum, covering topics from basic to advanced. So as Arshan has shown you in the dashboard that we have 6 modules, right? Very first thing is to start with scratch. Now the over and above thing over here is our curriculum is re-engineered after the AI and chat GPT era, right? Where we also cover up latest technologies which you can simplify your processes, and accordingly from the very basic to advanced level we cover up all this thing practically, including capstone projects, right? Over here we conduct 100 plus live classes with lifetime access to recorded lectures. Now this is something which is much more interesting because over here we conduct live session which happens 3 days in a week in the batch: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And the timings of the session are in the evening, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., right? 30 minutes it gets extended just because of the doubts and question you would be having. 8 to 10:30 normally we conduct this live sessions. Moreover that, whatever sessions will be happening, the recordings you all guys will be getting in your particular dashboard, which you can access lifetime. We do not revoke the access even if your course is getting completed and you're getting placed no matter what. Third most important valuable thing is 20 plus live caption projects and 1,000 coding problems and assessments. So in between, Sridhar actually asked this question over in the chat box that how can we practice the things which we are learning. right? So as Arshan sir has shown you that over there in the dashboard of yours, you have a practice section completely, right? Where the IDE is completely integrated. You do not need to download any external IDE also. Projects, we're gonna assign you module wise. Every module will be having a project associated with it. The more number of projects you will be doing, the more practical exposure you will be getting and more weightage you will be getting in your portfolio at the time of placements, right? The fourth thing is daily doubt resolution sessions along with one-on-one mentorship. Now, how this doubt resolution session works, right? So it's not like the doubt resolution will be happening in a group, right? In the live class, yes, there will be doubt resolution happening on a real-time basis. But any point of time, like when you are practicing something, when you are going through recordings or some stuff like that, if you face any kind of doubt, we have teaching assistants available over here who remains available from Monday to Saturday from 12 p.m. till 8 p.m. in the evening. Any point of time, if you are getting any kind of doubt, you just need to click on live support. And you would be on a one-on-one immediate video call with your teaching assistant who would be solving your doubts one-on-one over a video call. Along with that, your personal mentor would be there throughout the program, from which you would be getting a one-on-one guidance regarding whatever the topics you are going through, whatever projects you are going on, and regarding the career guidance if any interview is lined up or anything as such, right? Then comes down to the mock interview part with a dedicated career coach. Once a candidate completes the program over here, right, when they enter into the placement and career services of ours, so basically there they will get 50 plus mock interviews with a dedicated career coach. Whatever the interviews will be lined up for you, before that, prior to it, every particular mock interview will be arranged in that way, the way the interview is going to be conducting in the future part, right? Then the most important pointer is this program comes up with 100% job guarantee with 700 plus hiring partners who do direct hiring from us, right? And for the preparation of that particular interviews and everything, we do have a separate learning path for that as well, which we cover up once a candidate completes all the module in the program, right? Any questions, any doubts, you can put it on the chat box, guys, so that I can take it out. And basically, we're gonna move ahead with the particular discussion, right? Now, what all are the learning activities? If we can see, as we discussed earlier, also for technical skills, normally we do have live lectures, lab experiments, projects, and all group discussion, right? In terms of motivation and industry exposure, as we discussed earlier, mentorship is there, guest lectures from IIT Guwahati professors, right? Community participation, as you would be a part of the AlmaBetter community, right? So there, basically, you will find not only your batchmates but also the alumni who got placed earlier, right? Now, Alma X, the third point you can see on my screen, mandatory for Alma X. Alma X is the career track. So once the candidate completes the program, they enter into this career track, right? For that, capstone projects needs to be completed, competency challenges needs to be done, right? So at that point of time, capstone projects, yes, we do have 20 plus, but there is a limitation which you need to complete it. And after that, once you complete all the modules, you will be going through a particular test, which we call as AB CAT test. That test needs to be cleared from your side, and that is mandatory to clear because there we analyze whether you are ready for the placements or not, right? In that test, minimum 60% needs to be scored, and multiple attempts will be given to you so that you can at least clear it with a proper feedback. And even if you're unable to clear it, you will be able to see where you are lagging in terms of the skill sets. Now, as we told you earlier, that we have more than 700 plus companies hiring from us. So there are some big names in your screen itself: Amazon, Uber, Novartis, Myntra, Vedantu, Target, Grow. So these are the top product companies who do direct hiring from us. And the same point of time, the startups are there, financial institutions are there, MNCs are there. As you can see on the screen itself, these are some top product companies who do direct hiring from AlmaBetter itself, right? Now, how exactly the salary distribution is, right? So basically, for the AlmaBetter graduates, we promise them minimum 5 LPA, and the range goes over and above, right? So between 5 to 7 LPA, as you can see, 19% candidates usually get placed. 7 to 8 LPA, 29%, and the biggest point of view is 8 to 9 LPA, where 37% of candidates commonly gets placed, right? Then 9 to 10 LPA is 12%, and over and above 10 LPA, 3% of candidates are able to achieve it, right? Normally, our average package from the past 2 years revolves around 8 to 12 LPA, which actually is the average of placement packages, right? So below 5 LPA, there is no offer. Over and above of 5 LPA or 5 LPA is what we guarantee at the time of placements, right? Now, basically, if you like to see your instructors or mentors, right, you can see on my screen itself, they are someone who are already working in this particular field for which you are targeting. and have an ample amount of experience working in those companies so that they can guide you in that way. That what all are the requirements nowadays in the industry, what technologies need to be covered up, and accordingly how we can take step by step to do our generation into this particular industry and transition into this industry. So very first thing you can see, like Rachit Jain is one of our instructors over here, who is a data scientist at BCG. Ravi Ranjan is there, data scientist at Publicis Sapient. Shayan is there, data scientist consultant at Walmart. So these are some of the professionals who all we are having on board as a mentor in data science team and also in software full stack development team, right? Some success stories, if you can see on my screen. Basically, if you want to see real time success stories of ours, we also have a LinkedIn platform as well, right? So we have LinkedIn page there of AlmaBetter. Anytime you can search for it, see our posts there. Daily basis, whatever placements are happening, we post the success stories there itself. Whosoever profile is getting placed, whatever company is hiring them, everything we do mention over there. And you can see on my screen itself, there are some selected profiles. As Rohan is there, who got placed as a web developer. Then basically Arka Prabhu is there as data science, data analyst. Sri Srinivasan as junior developer, right? So these are some of the placements which we have, right? Now we're gonna basically deep dive into the dashboard of ours, so that basically earlier the candidates were discussing about how gonna be the program looking like, what all are the course fees and structure, right? So I will be sharing my screen with the particular dashboard visible to you. So can you just confirm once if my screen is visible with the dashboard on the screen in front of you? A like or yes, no, maybe anything you can mention there. Is it visible to you guys? Still waiting for responses. Yes, no, maybe or thumbs up will work out for me. I will be sharing the dashboard link as well over the chat box so that you can also open and log in side by side. And also you would be able to see what all are the features we would be discussing now itself in the session. And my screen is visible and I am audible to you guys, right? Just want a thumbs up, waiting for responses if I am audible and visible to you. Great, great, great. So I have just shared a link with you guys over the chat box and I have pinned it as well. You can also open it side by side. You would be able to log in that dashboard with your registered email ID, right? And now let's see what are the things which we have over here in this particular platform, right? Which will gonna help you to take this transition in the next level, right? So very first thing, as Arshan sir discussed with you guys, that the full stack data science program is of 6 months and 6 modules will be there in total, right? Where we cover up from the very scratch, at the very first point, like introduction to computer programming. Now, if someone who is coming from a fresher background do not know coding at all, for them also this program is completely flexible because we start from very zero. Firstly, we introduce you about the Python programming. Then basically we move to the numerical programming in Python, where we cover up data structure algorithms and all the aspects. Then databases in the module 3, where we do cover up SQL and data preparation with SQL, all the aspects of it. Data visualization tools, we cover up two tools over here, which are popularly used in this particular domain, which is Tableau and Power BI, both of them. Even if you're joining the industry as a data analyst or a business analyst, you need to work on this particular tool so you can justify your skill sets and experience, right? Now, applied statistics, as we discussed earlier in the session, particularly where maths refresher and statistics we will be covering, guys. And maths refresher, descriptive statistics, and inferential statistics. These all are the topics which we will be covering along with the capstone projects which we have, right? And at the end, introduction to machine learning. So machine learning models and basically how to train your machine learning models in a better way, natural language processing, introduction to that, NLP model and all. This all we cover over here in the module 6. So these are the 6 modules particularly. And Sridhar is mentioning are all available in a certification data science premium course. Yes. So basically we do have two plans that I will be also sharing with you guys, Iconic and Premium, right? Everything is similar in both of the program, but the Iconic program is in collaboration with IIT Guwahati. The premium program, you only get the in-house AlmaBetter certification. But if you want to get a dual certification and an assurance in terms of placements, that top tier companies will have a look in your profile and you can start your work journey with a top tier company. Iconic program is something which gets a relevant, like kind of source over there, you can say. So these all modules are also available in premium and Iconic both, right? So if we go to the next particular section, which is classroom, so here basically you would be able to see what all are the upcoming schedules for you for the live class, what all are a completed section, and you can access the recording from here. Give a feedback to your instructor, whatever the topics you have gone through, what kind of feedback you have felt, any issues if you have felt, you can mention it over here as well. We take care of that. And also you can access the resources from here itself of the classes. Practice section, as we already seen earlier, that you would be able to click your skill sets over here and practice as much as you can. Supplementary courses is made available for free users also, so that they can have a look into it. Coding assessment, quiz assessments, this all according to the company basis we do provide over here. If you are preparing for a particular company, you need to understand how all the sets of questions appear in terms of technical round when they conduct it, round one or round two, right? Let's deep dive into the project part, guys. So over here, as I discussed with you, 20 plus live caption projects you would be working on. So as you can see on my screen, there are different modules. Every module comes up with a project associated with it. And when it comes to machine learning, as you can see, the companies who are hiring from us host the real-time data sets from there, and you get your hands on working on it. And as we discussed earlier, the most number of projects you would be doing, the more weightage in your portfolio it will be getting created at the end of the day at the time of placements, right? Now, if we deep dive into the career section, so as you can see on my screen here, basically you would be able to track your progress, right? Now, foundation track is something which covers up your progress regarding the program throughout whatever you are going through. Module 1 to module 6. Once you will complete all the classes and all the section, this 0% will automatically move down to 100%. Once you are done with the 100% completion of the program, as discussed earlier, you need to go through a test. Now, this test is mandatory for the candidates who are looking to get placed through our career services. You need to clear this test. To clear this test, minimum 60% needs to be scored. Multiple attempts will be given to you guys, right? Overall, 5 attempts we do give. Every attempt you are missing out on, we do give proper feedback. You would be able to see your report. You would be able to analyze where you are lagging and then again appear for the test. Once you clear the test, you enter into our career services, which is a kind of 12-week program, Alma X Career Track, where we prepare you in all the particular aspects to become ready for the interviews. Now, as we do provide placement guarantee, so it's not like we're gonna directly land you up in the interviews and where you can sit with the interviewer and clearing the round. It's not at all possible to directly land up in an interview and clear it out right away, right? You need to be prepared with all the aspects that what can be asked in the interview, what can be further rounds conducted over there, right? So there will be business communication round. You need to know about the salary negotiation skills. You need to know about the post-interview follow-ups, how to take the follow-up, how to make yourself ready in the pre-interview part, the soft skills which we discussed in the session as well, right? Everything one-on-one rigorously we do cover up over here, and we move ahead with your placement part. Cesar is mentioning what is the specialization track optional. So basically, specialization track is something which is like we cover up in the later stages. Like suppose once you're done with the all the 6 modules of the program, right? Now after that, your placement services starts. So it's not like program gets ended over there. What exactly happens? We also do cover up product analytics, deep learning. These are the topics which we cover up, but in the later part of the program. At that time, when that topics arrive, candidates gets completely busy with the placements and all. Now, later on, suppose if you would be having a feeling like I need to understand what deep learning is, what product analytics is, you can again open our dashboard and see the classes which has happened in the past, and also get some projects work on that, right? So that is the kind of specialization track which we have. If you are asking about the certification program, in the master's program, we have a separate specialization track where you would be covering your thesis project and advanced science and machine learning part. That is the thing. I believe I was able to answer your questions, Heather, and I believe you are clear with this point. Mentorship, as we all discussed about, like the mentor sessions. So you would be able to book your mentor session from here itself, and accordingly, when you will click on book now, what exactly the guidance you require and all the things to manage your bookings, previous bookings, and all you would be able to see over here itself. And the same way, you can select your own date and timelines so that your mentor will make himself available to guide you on that part on that particular timeline, whichever you are providing. Apart from that, we do also provide job board over here separately in our dashboard so that it becomes a one-stop solution for you. And you would be getting a complete idea that what exactly the job roles are available in the market being posted on a daily basis. Now you can see over here that IBM has posted backend software engineer, and same way IBM has posted a requirement of data scientist, right? On site, permanent role, Bengaluru is the location. You will be able to see the job description from here. You would be also getting an apply link from here itself. So no need to track any other platform. You would be able to see all the openings. If you are going ahead in the program and side by side you are taking career guidance from your mentor and applying for the roles over here itself, you can go ahead with that. That also gives you a clear insights about how the interview rounds will be happening, right? Moreover that, once you get enrolled in the program, so you also have an opportunity to refer and earn from your referrals, right? So any of your friend who would be joining and using your particular referral code, which you would be getting from here itself, you can copy it and share it with your friends. They can log in into our dashboard from this coupon code mentioning it, and you can also get a benefit out of it. So that is what exactly about, the particular dashboard is, right? Whatever we are covering, how we are especially covering, right? And is this available for certification premium plan? Yes, Sridhar, that is available. So in certification premium, in certification iconic, the curriculum is more or less similar, right? In iconic, you get some additional benefits as it is associated with IIT Guwahati. You would be getting some guest lectures from IIT Guwahati professionals also, professors also, and also you would be getting a 2 days allowance to visit IIT Guwahati campus as well if you feel like doing so, right? And at the end of the day, when it comes to the hiring happening for the tier one companies to our platform like Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, and all, right? They always look for the profile who come from a tier one background, right? Now the thing is, as you all might be aware of the ATS system through which our resume gets analyzed and being passed out over there to the hands of recruiter, right? To crack that ATS system, the top priority keywords are being considered in your resume. The IIT is the top priority keyword, IIT IMs, right? So if you have a IIT certification in your name, authenticated, if you mention it on your resume, it easily clears the ATS system, and then your resume gets forwarded to the interview, and becomes very easy, to align your interviews with those tier one companies from our placement team. But in premium program, yes, placement assurance is there as well, and the packages revolve around that. In iconic program, you can expect a better hike and also better package from the premium plan. That is the difference, right? Now more or less, I believe I am clear with the dashboard part, guys, right? Now let me just have a look into the very next topic. So basically, candidates who are enrolling today itself, for the first 3 candidates, this coupon code is valid over here, which I have shared you on the screen. I will also mention it in the chat box. So note it down. For first 3 candidates who all are enrolling today itself, this 20% coupon code will be coming into the picture, and you would be getting a relaxation directly from the website. How it will be working for you? Let me show you. Let me just show you from my dashboard itself. Just give me a moment. You can also open the dashboard side by side to check this out whether this coupon code is working or not. I am just logging in into the dashboard from my different account, which is not subscribed to this particular course. And I would be sharing my screen with you guys so that you also would be able to see how you all will be able to land up the enrollment page, right? I believe my screen is visible to you guys, right? Just need thumbs up from your side if my screen is visible to all of you. Great, great. So in this dashboard, this is a different dashboard of mine. Is if you can able to see, like once you will open the dashboard from your side, you'll be able to see some pictures like that, right? Here you'll be getting the option of enroll now, and here you'll be able to see 2 programs, premium and iconic. Now, as you can see on your screen, the MRP of the premium program, including GST, is 35,400, and if you're opting for iconic program, that is 70,800, right? Now, if you will apply this coupon code over here itself, as you can see on the screen, you would be directly getting a discount of 14,160 rupees. Now, this is only applicable for first 3 candidates who are enrolling right away today itself, right? So this is how basically it will be working out for you. And at the same point of time, as we are a placement guaranteed program, so once you are getting placed from our platform, going ahead, you would be having a placement charges which will be falling in place. Now, this enrollment fees is considering of 2 parts. One is tuition fee, another is placement charges, right? Tuition fees is the thing which you can see on my screen. For premium is 35,400 and for iconic is 7,800, right? Now, this needs to be paid upfrontly to access all the resources, certification, projects, mentor guidance, career guidance, live classes, recordings, everything. right? Once you complete the program, enter into our placement services and are achieving an offer from there. And once joining the company, right, what will be happening? The placement charges, whatever is falling into the picture, that is pay after placement. So we do not take placement charges upfrontly. Placement charges are completely pay after placement. Suppose if you are a part of Iconic plan, then the placement charges would be 10,000 rupees per month from your salary for 15 months. That is 1.5 lakh, which will be the placement charges only payable after placement. No need to pay like on the upfront time when you are joining the program. For the Iconic plan, as I have shown you on the chat box, it's the 1.5 lakh amount which would be paying. That will be paid in a monthly basis, 10,000 rupees from your salary for 15 months, right? Now, if you are joining the premium program, the placement charges is different over there. So if you are joining the premium program, the placement charges is 10,000 rupees per month from your salary for 24 months. 2.4 lakh for the premium. That is the thing, right? Any doubts, any question, you can put it right away on the chat box. I just shared with you the courses which are available and the pricing structure of it, right? Later on, I will also connect with you one-on-one as well, right? You can also, share me and connect me over the WhatsApp as well. And I'm sharing my number with you over the chat box. Yes, you can text me, drop me a text over WhatsApp. Do not call me on this number. I might not be available. You can directly drop me a text on this number over the chat box, which I have shared with you, and over WhatsApp. So I would be able to reach you out. So either you can directly text me on the chat box with a hi. I will also note down your number, and then we can connect, right? And we can discuss all the aspects. The rest, anyone having any kind of doubts, do let me know, as we have reached the end of the session, particularly where we'll be taking up the questions and all, right? Vishal is mentioning one more time, please explain about the fee structure. Definitely, Vishal. So yeah, if you can see my screen right now, Vishal, over here we have two programs, Premium and Iconic, right? Premium program is something which will be covering all the things which we have discussed about the program, and you would be certified by AlmaBetter here, not by IIT Guwahati, right? Program will be for exact 6 months for you. There is no deadline extension. You need to complete the program in 6 months. If you join the Iconic program, it is in collaboration with IIT Guwahati, right? Here you'll be getting dual certification, one from AlmaBetter and one from IIT Guwahati, right? There is a 6 months of deadline extension in this program as well. If you are unable to complete the program in 6 months, later 6 months you can do it. So total 1 year of timeline you are getting, right? If you are willing to opt for premium program, it is also placement guaranteed. Iconic program is also placement guaranteed, right? The tuition fees for the premium program is 35,400 rupees, including GST. For Iconic, it is 70,800 rupees. This tuition fees needs to be paid upfrontly. You can opt for no cost EMIs as well. If you are willing to pay one time, you can do that also. Once the tuition fees is paid, then you will be getting the dashboard access from where you can access everything and join our recent upcoming batch, which is starting from 16th of July after 3 days. I have also shared a coupon code which you can utilize it for the first 3 candidates is available. You will be getting some relaxation on the fees, right? Now this is the tuition fees, which is paid at the time of joining. Once you are done with the program, once you're entering into the career services of ours, where we provide you placement guarantee, firstly you need to clear the test. After clearing the test, you will be going through training, and your interviews would be aligned. Once the offer is cracked from your side, once you're cracking multiple offers, and if you join any company from there, placement charges are pay after placement. So whatever as a platform we are investing in your placement, that we take only after the placement. So suppose if you have opted for the Iconic plan, once you're getting placed from our part, once you're joining the company, from your salary on a monthly basis, we're going to charge you 10,000 rupees for 15 months. That is 1.5 lakh. If you are joining the premium program, the placement charges are 10,000 rupees per month from your salary for 24 months. That is 2.4 lakh, right? Depends upon the plan you are choosing. That is it. Tuition fees payable upfrontly, placement charges are pay after placement. And in this 6 months of timeline, by any chance through our job board and career guidance you are getting from your mentor, if you get an opportunity from your side, to join that company from your side, not want to avail our career services, that decision is completely up to you. This is optional. If you are getting an opportunity from your side, you are not liable to pay any single penny in terms of placement charges to AlmaBetter. That is it. So I believe your question was clear, right? Anyone having any further question, any further doubt, can directly drop me a text over the chat box. I believe your doubt was clear, Vishal. Great, great. I will be also connecting with you all guys one on one so that we can discuss all the thing. I have also shared my number in the chat box. You can also text me directly over WhatsApp in that number. My name is Navneet. And I believe there is no further question as of now, right? So we are done with the session, particularly, right? And later on, we would be connecting going ahead the time when you all will be available. And as I mentioned, the scholarship coupon code, which you can see on my screen right away, MANG 20, MANG 20, right? For the first 3 candidates that is available. Okay, Sweta, I will get back to you right away after this session itself, and we're gonna connect and discuss everything, right? Anyone having any kind of doubts before enrollment can reach out to me. Rest, we all are done with the session, and it was great to have your presence over here, guys. And moreover, that going ahead, we're gonna be having one-on-one communication, and we're gonna take this ahead according to you and your flexibilities, right? So for the day, we will call it up, right? And it was great interacting with you. Have a wonderful day, guys. Going ahead.